Test, 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 test. See. What's up? I think there's always going to be a little bit of a delay here. So if somebody could, there's 3 people on, somebody could say, you can hear me. That is great. Hello, hello, webs. Let me know you guys can hear me. Put it on there. Right on. Cool. Hear me clear? That's cool. Give people a few minutes to join. I can sing some songs if we want. Nobody wants that. That's a bad idea. Just trying to get my stuff set up here. All right. At the Discord. Yeah, announcement on the Discord. It's like every time I click go live, it's like, all right, get ready for a picture. And I go, and then it takes the picture up. It's like I'm at the DMV or something. So hopefully that I have a custom thumbnail just for that. So hopefully it got all set. Yeah. Doing this again. Here we go. Fair warning once again. This is only the second time I've ever done this. Also, I don't watch other people do live streams. So if I don't know what I'm doing, that's why. So, you know. All right. Well, you know what? We'll get going. People who are late can deal with it. I wanted to start off with some channel updates, and yeah, so I won't be looking at the chat here, so I'll catch up there in just a minute. I thought the first thing I should say is that we do have a new editor here at Channel Mulverine. You've probably seen the credits in the last couple episodes. Mechanic is what he goes by, and on YouTube, it's Wankin Wan. I don't know what it is. 1 second. We were just talking about it. Let's see. Oh, Wanquan Loot. Wanquan Loot is the new editor, but he goes by Mechanic on the YouTube, so he'll probably be chiming in there in just a second. Yeah, he's great. Actually, super talented, and I love editing the field guides. I really do, but life has just picked up like crazy over the last couple months, and just makes it, really tedious. And it's awesome to have him on board. He's actually been kind of following the channel since the early days, and so he's been in the inner circle for quite a while. He gets all the early access to the videos and the scripts and all that stuff, just because he typically catches all of these stupid things that I do before I send out a video. And then, so if there's a reason why the typos are less and less, he's pretty much the reason. Also, he's the reason to blame if there are typos, because he didn't catch them. So, works both sides there, doesn't it? But yeah, it really does. It frees me up to be able to work on some other things, which what I'm trying to do right now is I actually have based on the last live stream, I'm about halfway through. I wrote the script, I already recorded it. I'm just working through editing it. It's gonna be a long video. There's another lesser known Office Theories video. This one is about secrets that the Office characters are keeping. I felt like that was one of the most enticing ideas. So it's a good mix of Michael stuff and we got some Kevin in there, and some interesting Doc Crew stuff. So it's I think I really enjoyed writing it. And I'm enjoying editing it. It's going to be a long video. It's going to be about 20 minutes, which is long for a theories video, but honestly, it seems like the longer I make a video, the more YouTube likes to push it. So, you know, I'm sure there's a "that's what she said" joke in there somewhere. But moving on, the last month's stream helped out a lot. You guys had a lot of really good ideas, and so I went back through and recorded a lot of that stuff. Let's see. I also have a script for this. Is one of the things I'm glad to be able to have Mechanic doing some editing, because it's also going to free me up to do some non-office related things, which I know is gasp, but you know, I do like things other than the office, so I'm excited about that. I've got a script for a movie review, a field guide for a movie that is I mean, it's still in the same ballpark as The Office, so it's not going to be weird, but it is not The Office. So I'm excited about that. Hoping to get both of those out before the end of May, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see, what else do we got? Yeah, so some of that might roll into next month. So we have. I wanted to thank people that contributed to the last live stream. That was really cool. We had Tom Gentile, Your Mom, Angel Perez, Brian Tidwell, who's actually, I mean, I don't know if Brian's on right now, but he's been following the channel for like a really long time now. I'm pretty sure this name was YouTube Championship Wrestling. I'm not really, it cut off, so I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Spider Cam, who I think is on the Discord, which is cool. First plug for the Discord. Join the Discord if you like channel like The Office. People are on there all the time talking about stuff. And then Leader Booger, which I still can't say. He actually won the giveaway last month, the DVD set, which was a crazy story because he filled me in after the stream. He had signed on to the stream and thought, you know what, I'm thirsty. So he went to the store to get some water, and then he came back, or while he was there at the store, he ordered a lotto ticket and ended up winning the lottery. I mean, not a huge amount, but you know, like, you know, some money. And, and he said he came back home and his computer was still on from the stream. And it was, as soon as he walked in the door, I was like calling out Leader Booker repeatedly, which was his just lucky night, which just, you know, that was cool. And then also just want to thank the Patreon supporters. We've got Jose Quant, Fernando, Your Mom, and B-Rock. And all of those on Discord that help out with ideas. Sometimes I get writer's block and I go to the Discord group and I'm like, hey, does anybody know a time when Kevin said something dumb? And then, you know, that was probably a bad example. That's like everything Kevin ever says. But and thanks for watching this stuff. Honestly, no matter who you are, you know, this is a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing this, and I get to be creative. I get to play around with stuff. I'm a pretty private person, and I'm an introvert. Someone commented last time that I was pretty chill on the live stream compared to my scripted videos, and that's because I get to stand over here and have the benefit of having a script and standing in front of the camera. And also there's like a hip hop track like under my boring monotone voice. And so it elevates, I think, the whole thing. So it's a lot of fun is what I'm saying. And I really appreciate everybody who, you know, is sticking around. And so what I did want to do is I have, I teased we'll do a giveaway, and we're actually gonna do 2 giveaways. So I don't know how many people are on yet because I haven't looked, but I have 2 things. The first thing is the smaller one. We have this Kevin Malone mug that just has Kevin on there, and it says, why waste time, say lot words when few words do trick. Kevin Malone. Here's actually, I pulled it out. Here's what it looks like. It is new. I have never used it. So I'm not sure you guys needed that detail. And then the other, which I would say this will be the grand prize because I think this is an awesome prize, is a copy of Andy Green's book, The Office, The Untold Story of the Greatest Sitcom of the 2000s. It's a lot of words in that. This book is awesome. I reference it a lot in my scripts, and it's some great stuff. And there's stuff in here that when I'm researching episodes, it's still like things that are out of the horse's mouth here are, I mean, they're not on the internet. I can go find these quotes, and no one's taken to Wikipedia to type in all this content from Andy Green's book. So it's good. So what we'll do, and I'll make this a sticky comment or whatever, but what we'll do is to get entered into this, it's like a door prize, is we'll do just make a comment. And since we're going to be talking about season 5 today, so make a comment that says, my favorite episode of season 5 is, and then fill in the blank. So, and I'll put that in the chat. Let's see, where are we at? Okay, so here we go. We'll do to win, and then I am going to make a rule. You got to be present to win. Leader Booger almost missed it last week, but it makes for an awkward time on the live stream if you're sitting there. So calling out someone's name, especially someone's awkward name like Leader Booger. My favorite episode in season 5 is, and hey, there's Leader Booger there. And fill in the blank. There you go. And pin that. All right. So pinning that. So now I don't have to pay attention to that anymore. And I think I just had, so yeah, again, the prizes are the Kevin Malone mug, which is awesome. And then the other prize is this book. And this one I'll actually ship out real quick. The other one might take a few days. Okay, so let me check the chat, make sure I'm not just talking to myself right now. All right, I think we're good. Cool. All right. You look so much like my ex-lover. Okay, thanks for sharing, Honeybee. My favorite episode, you know what, Honeybee, that actually will count. My favorite episode of season 5 is fill in the blank. I am talking to myself. Okay, so oh, that's awesome. The DVD came in real quick. Okay, so yeah, do that and fill out the, fill in the blank, right? And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. We do have the end of season 5 coming up, and I've already scripted and recorded Casual Friday, because Broke was this last week. I scripted and recorded Casual Friday and the next episode, which is escaping me, Cafe Disco. How did I know? And then so I actually am working on the script for Company Picnic already, and that should be it's going to be a good one. Yeah, season 5 is a really good season of television. But one thing that I wanted to do for to this live stream is I probably will still put out the polls, so keep an eye out for that. So one of the things I wanted to do for the stream is get what maybe some of the best of the best and worst of the worst are, and start having that conversation, because I do like to do, we will bring back the Dundies for the season 5 wrap-up episode. And then also, just to get your brains percolating, to get you thinking, we have a I'm going to add a new segment into this field guide, because I have more comments now per field guide than any other field guide, than any other season we've had so far. And so with that comes a lot of probably well-warranted scrutiny things that I've messed up or things that I've said that were controversial that we should revisit. So I'm going to add a section for corrections and omissions. So if you know if I've said something really dumb during season 5 on an episode, let's talk about that here later today too, so you can think about that. But season 5, we start with weight loss with with an hour-long episode, Jim proposing, and then we kind of have this, Michael Holly story arc that goes all the way through employee transfer. Then we've got, a few filler episodes like customer survey, Frame Toby. And Frame Toby is a great episode, but some of these are just kind of like filler episodes, like the surplus. Then we go to Moroccan Christmas, and then things start kind of heating up. We got the duel, Prince Family Paper, stress relief, lecture circuit, a few filler episodes, blood drive, then Golden Ticket, which kind of spurs the whole Michael Scott Paper Company story forward. New boss, 2 weeks, Dream Team, Michael Scott Paper Company. Broke, Heavy Competition Broke, Casual Friday, Cafe Disco, and Company Picnic. So I think the first question I wanted to ask, other than the comments you guys are doing here, is other than stress relief, because it's kind of like in season 4, if I just said, what's the best episode of season 4? Of course, Dinner Party's going to win by a long shot. And I feel like, at least my gauge of the Office community, most people are going to say stress relief would probably win this. So if we took stress relief off, and we'll talk about stress relief later, what is your favorite episode of season 5? And to do that, I'm going to look through the comments that I already asked everybody to start with. So let's see. We got weight loss. Okay, so weight loss, it is a good episode. I think weight loss is, you've got the Michael Klump stuff. You've got, the first time it's actually raining in the series. You've got the proposal. I feel like one of the reasons I'm not a fan of weight loss is that it's so long, and there's a lot of, the pacing is just really awkward feeling, but it makes sense in story. It's like jumping time. It just makes it feel disjointed, but that was probably the point. Cafe Disco is want Cafe Disco is such a good episode. I was just writing the review for it, and it's like I almost forgot that episode even existed. And I talk about that, I think, in the episode, in the field guide, but it is a filler episode. I mean, it's there's almost no purpose for that episode, but it's so dreamlike and fun. I really enjoyed writing that review. So we'll see if that one. We'll see what happens here. We got Company Picnic. That is a good one. I just watched that last night or 2 days ago. I don't know, losing track of time. Yeah, Company Picnic is a really good one. Let's see. Then we also have Broke. Broke is because the Michael Scott Paper Company adventure and how you see the differences in management styles. Yeah. I think Sun Showers. I think Broke is the negotiation scene in Broke is one of my all-time favorite Office moments, I think, because they do it so masterfully, where, like I talked about in that field guide, they have like Michael, the lead up to it is just despair, and then there's like this ray of hope, and you're the first time you're watching that, you're almost so certain that Michael's going to stick his foot in his mouth, and he's going to say something dumb, and that is a completely warranted and expected behavior from Michael, and instead it's he goes, and he's still Michael Scott. It's really well written, because he still says lots of stupid stuff, but he 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 says that line with Charles, and he says, not to Charles, to Wallace, and he says, I don't think I have to out I don't think I have to wait out Dunder Mifflin. I think I just have to wait out you. And it's such a good line. It's such a good moment for Michael. And that camera pans over to Pam, and she kind of gives that side like, oh wow, okay, so I didn't just make the biggest mistake of my life. And I really enjoyed Broke, for that moment at least. Um, let's see, what else do we got? Crime Aid. That is a good one. Crime Aid. I remember talking to Robert Schaefer, Bob Vance, and he was saying that's his favorite episode, because he said I think he said something like sitting in that crowd, and I think he only had that one line. He bid for Phyllis, but for most of that time he doesn't have much to do except sit in the crowd and react to things, and yell out "yeah" when Kelly said, no, I'm thinking stress relief. Anyway, so he said he's sitting in that crowd, and he said that the cadence of that killing field was he just sat there and was in amazement over the talent and this harmony that was happening between all of those people. And I could see that watching this again, that the sequence where they're going back and forth with some of those auction things. They're like, they're really well done. Sometimes you watch The Office and you watch it so much, and we watch these shows, and then it's like, you already know what's going to happen, and you kind of take yourself out of the experience a little bit. And so I really think those times you get those killing fields are really good. Michael Scott, what's the point of the deeper meanings? Are you just trying to be smart? I mean, yeah, I think I'm just trying to be smart. Good question. Do you plan on making any more shorts? They're great. So I don't know if you mean like the edits, but yeah, I am going to do the edits. I have like 2 in this Office Theories video, because I'm trying to do something more than just, what some of these other channels would do when they just slap together a bunch of random Office content. But yeah, I am going to do that. Somebody says The Duel is a good one. I think The Duel, that is a really good episode. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So sorry, I'm reading Epics, something rude. Epics, dude. 2003. It's when I graduated high school. I love the exclusive where Bob Vance said Michael sprained his ankle at Phyllis's wedding. That was quite the story. I was pretty shocked by that. That was cool. I don't know if anybody doesn't remember, that was the one where Bob Vance told me that when he was shoving Michael out that curtain at the Phyllis's wedding episode, he accidentally hurt Steve Carell in the process. Epic skater, dude. Got it. Sorry. Yeah, he actually hurt Steve Carell in the process. Later skater. Nice. All right. It's hard to beat the expensive proposal shot. I agree. Weight loss. Back to weight loss. Favorite episodes, customer survey. I bend over probably with laughter at the Bill Butler scene. That was good. I had this whole thing I was going to do with that, but I ended up scrapping it. Just didn't have the time, and there wasn't a lot. Leader Booger says Michael Scott Paper Company is just gold. I agree. Michael Scott Paper Company. Okay, let me ask you this. what is your favorite arc of The Office? So you got things like um, the Michael Scott Paper Company. You've got things like the Tallahassee. I guess I'm talking like short-term things, not like Jim and Pam. But you got like Tallahassee, or I don't know. Help me out, guys. What else? What else would there be? The Office reboot is not real. It's definitely not real. Steve probably faked the sprain for workers' comp. Maybe. Andy versus Dwight. That is a good one. I called it the Sprinkles Saga. That was an arc, season 4. Let's see. Give the chat a second to catch up. You guys are awesome. Yeah, so I think for me, the Michael Scott Paper Company arc is one of those ones that I feel like when it happens in the series, I think this is if you don't know this so far, when I watch the show, I love the Office people just being Office people in the office. When they shake it up and they're doing these things, outside the office, I feel like there's a lot of wasted time. There's a lot of things that don't really work well. The thing I really like about the Michael Scott Paper Company was that it was a really good way of shaking things up while making it still feel like it was The Office, having 3 people kind of separated from the rest of the crowd, and having the events that are happening affect both crowds. I think that one was great. I do mean Bob Vance Refrigeration. Let's see. The Loki, but Dwight's racist heritage ancestral arc. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's definitely there. I wouldn't know if I'd call that an arc, but it's this thing lurking under the shadows there. Yeah, I don't know about, yeah. The Michael Ryan relationship is so you put unrequited homoerotic. I would disagree that that's actually what's happening there. I think that Michael looks at Ryan like he's everything he wishes he was, when he says that line. And what was it? Just Dream Team. He says he's everything. He's everything I am and everything I'm not, all in one package. I think he looks at Ryan as though he's like, I wish I could be like Ryan, ever since the fire episode, and he's trying to teach him the 10 rules of business, and he realizes that Ryan knows more about it. And I think that's why Michael's so weird about it, because he doesn't know how to express things. And so he says very awkward and weird stuff. And it is the joke that it's homoerotic, but I don't think that's actually what's happening there. Michael is gay for Ryan. Got it. Yeah. I don't know, guys. Who knows? Oh, I mean, it's not. I was like, Eugene said, yeah, I agree with you. It is homoerotic. I was like, okay, I'm not sure I'm communicating well then. Yeah, says Eugene. Okay. Let's see, what else have I missed here? Like the Florida arc, everyone hates it for some reason. Redeemed season 8. Yeah. The Florida arc is the Florida arc, He's another one of those ones I think that I'll enjoy more when I actually go through the field guide. The field guides for this show, it make me look at the series in a different light. And so I think I'll see something a little bit more deeper in it. It's been a while. Like I think I just said in one video, I stopped. I think I said this last month too. I stopped watching The Office for fun, because I work on these videos all the time and I didn't want to get burned out. So I work on the so what is this? I'm asking questions, Edwin. You stick around. So the oh crap, I forgot what it was even saying. Oh, yeah, whatever. I already lost track of what it was. Yeah, there you go. So favorite episodes, I think you're good. Favorite episodes, I think what I'm picking up is we've got weight loss. I've got broke, and company picnic. I'm just taking notes. I'm old. I have a notebook. I wish I would have done this last time. The Florida arc. Yes, I'll wrap that up. I think the Florida arc is probably a highlight of that season for me. Because it's finally it feels like they're going somewhere and they're doing something. But I think the same thing I just said about why the Michael Scott Paper Company works is the reason why the Florida arc, I think, struggles for me, is that you just have two completely different stories on both sides. The on one hand, the things that are happening in Tallahassee are not happening, to the people back home. I can't wait until we get to. I read this article this week about the farm in season 9. I can't wait to do the field guide for that. The failed. What would you call that? Offshoot, whatever. Somebody will tell me what it is. But the farm is one of those episodes that's like a sad reminder that this thing fell flat. I'm pretty sure Toby was the one behind that whole thing. Spinoff. Thank you, Webbs. Yeah, I knew I was. Guys, sometimes this is why I write scripts, because I can remember office quotes like it's going out of style, and simple words, I lose it. But yeah, so yeah, the farm is pretty messed up, but also Dwight also drugged people in the office too, not just Packer. Dwight's been there. All right, let's see. So let's see. One of the things I wanted to go through then too is what is the best cold opening from season 5. Now these sometimes are pretty easy to remember and sometimes they're not. There's a weight loss, which does not have a cold opening. There's Jim tells everyone he's engaged and Michael hugs him down to the ground. There's, gosh, what else is there? Michael tells the office that he got engaged when he took Holly back home and they broke up. That one's maybe one of the things I'm going to ask here in a minute is what's the most cringy moment of season 5, and that might be it. Let's see what else. There's the Halloween where there's people dressing up. There's framed Toby when Michael doesn't know that Toby's back. That one's going to be up there. Season 5 is so good. Oscar explains to Michael, and I use that sound clip for the first year of the channel where he says, "Explain it to me like I'm 5." That one's a great one about how the surplus works. Jim wraps up the presents in Moroccan Christmas. Stress relief. I mean, I feel like again, you can't compare the stress relief cold opening to anything else, but that one's up there. I don't know. There's like phone system gets upgraded. There's the knock knock jokes with the slapping. Let's see. This is stupid. Michael talking about his quitting story, and he won't tell anybody what actually happened. Here's what's coming up in this next episode, which is Kevin's famous chili, which I loved writing that thing. That was awesome for the field guide. There's a lot to talk about there. That's coming out this Thursday. There's let's see, the cheese ball one. That one's personal favorite of mine, even though it's not the best. Dwight uses the receptionist. Okay, so in like Cafe Disco, Dwight does the thing where he has Aaron where he has Aaron act like she won the art contest. And then Company Picnic is maybe one of the only most tacked on field guy or cold openings of season 5, where Michael falls asleep after eating the whole chicken pot pie, the whole family size chicken pot pie. And then it cuts directly from that to out in the picnic. So but it's a memorable cold opening. So what's your favorite season 5 cold opening that's here? Let's see. We got people talking about how Kathy was awful. Yeah, I don't have much love for that character. It seems like Kathy was like a what's the right way to say this? Kathy was like a story element that was intended to create drama, and then she turned into just like a villain. Like she was supposed to be there to kind of say, oh, Pam's insecure about, Jim working next to this pretty lady, that would kind of create some friction. But then she kind of just turned into, like, she's got that phone call that's so, I mean, I don't know. Do humans talk like that? It doesn't seem real to me. It just seems like evil. Paper route. Leader Booger says the paper route. See, I kind of trashed that one. Sorry. If that's a sorry. I was not a fan of that one. What's up with the paper route? Why is it so good, Leader Booger? Let's see. Dwight also keeps weapons all over the place. See, is that season 5? Or was that I don't remember. Let's see. How else would he have protected Jim and Karen? Agree. Dwight's weapons are a favorite of mine. Favorite episode in season 5 is Blood Drive, 10 out of 10. That was one of my favorite field guides, I think, so far this season. Golden Ticket. That is a good. I'm writing Golden Ticket on there. I really liked that episode, even though I hate chocolate factory movies, whatever they are. I'll have a good quitting story. What's my favorite episode? I don't really know. I think I have to categorize my favorite stuff into different things. I think my favorite episode is season 5. I don't even know. I think obviously stress relief is an incredible work of art. But if you take stress relief out of there, I think I might say Broke is my favorite. I think there's great moments in all of these, but I think that negotiation scene elevates that whole episode. I just lose it every time he says milk and sugar. Yep. Michael not knowing how normal things work cracks me up. Yeah. Willy Wonka, that's what it is. And Charlie. I get it. I got a lot of flack for that. I'm pretty sure typically, I mean, these videos aren't getting like millions of views or anything, but you know, I maybe get like 2 3 dislikes maybe right now watching on these. That one got like 7 or 8. I'm pretty sure it's because I trashed Willy Wonka movies that aren't. I don't like Willy Wonka. It's not. That's they're weird. They kind of disturbed me. And I was also afraid they were going to disturb my children. Let's see. So, do you think that Dwight was chosen to lead the Florida store because the promise Robert California made him when he didn't get the corporate position? Gosh, I mean, that's been a while since I'm trying to remember what the promise he made him was. That whenever Robert California was wrestling in his condo. I think so. I mean, I think people that watch or people that show, what's the word, ambition, like Dwight, are there's something that I think like bosses and managers and stuff, they like that kind of stuff, to be extremely ambitious. Dwight goes overkill, obviously, until they needed him to not. And so, he's a sorry, I'm looking at something else. I just saw there's cold opening in season 6 when Michael challenges everyone to the office to do the 25 push-ups. That one cracks me up. It's a great moment for Stanley. So I think that, the Florida thing, I still feel like Florida is one of those arcs that it had to happen. My favorite moment of the Florida arc is probably Erin when she's standing outside. I've used the clip several times on the show so far. But Erin standing outside in the hipster outfit, camping out for the pyramids is pretty great. I've always loved that one. Yeah. Hey, Jordan, thank you. Binging the videos for 2 weeks. That's awesome. Thank you for that. People are sensitive. That's true. Got a couple more vids that are close to 1 million, or if not there, I'm sure. Yeah, we'll get there. I've got one that's up there. A few that are a couple 100,000. We'll see. She's being a hipster. Yeah, she was being a. She got those thick framed glasses, and she's tank top, and then she says her name something, right? I can't remember what she says her name is, but she's like, "It's me, Erin." It's so dumb. It's a great moment. My opinion on season 9 is, look, I think that Steve Carell left. Spoiler warning. I think Steve Carell left the show, and like, it was also, as we've already kind of seen in this season, like the writing's changing, and I don't know what the numbers are. It could be, it's up there. The writing was changing throughout season 5, and it just keeps evolving. Like, Greg Daniels was out, in season 5, and that's when Paul Lieberstein and Jen Salata took over the show. Paul Feig was helping out, and it changes. I'm going to talk about this in the it's not Casual Friday. Is it Casual Friday? In the episode where Kevin spills the chili, is Mindy Kaling stormed out of the writer's room because she was not happy with the direction that the show was taking, because that moment was so slapsticky that it just wasn't The Office. And so the writing evolved. As the writing was evolving, I mean, you still had this Gem in Steve Carell, and he made everything just elevated. And so when he was gone, I think the writing had to even more rely on things like, um, you know, like the slapsticky crazy moments and the weird oddities that were going on. And so it's like, it's hard to compare post Michael to early Michael, because it's not just Michael's absence that's that's affecting the show. It's more than that. So to actually answer the question, I I enjoy season 9. Um, I I hate the friction, the forced drama between Jim and Pam. I think we talked about that a lot before. But past that, I really enjoy the whole thing. I enjoy season 9. There's a lot of listen. Somebody got onto me because I made this joke, or because I commented about this, but Kevin and that turtle in season 1 and in episode 1 of season 9 is maybe one of the hardest I've ever laughed at any television show I've ever watched in my life. And so I know it's a dumb moment. It was funny. And so, and Brian Baumgartner doing his dull thing is just, it's incredible. Because don't forget, we have a giveaway for the card. So if you haven't done your thing, just put in my favorite episode is, and then fill in the blank. But yeah, season 9 is, I think that also what started happening too is the ratings were dipping like crazy. And so they just kept trying to up the ante on things too. I did read that the original plan for season 9 was that they were going to I think one of the things they kicked around was actually having Jim and Pam get a divorce, which I think would have been a really bad mistake. But the arc that they created, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm not a fan of forced drama. Let's see, what else do we got going on here? Robert California was so forgettable. I agree with that statement. I think James Spader's a really unique actor. But yeah, I could have done without him. I think he adds this weird realness, this darkness to the show that wasn't there before. Everything was always so light and airy. And even when you had the realism like Charles, and there was like friction, but it was never like dark. And Robert California always adds this darkness to it, where there's this kind of, the cringe comes from feeling uncomfortable because he's kind of a scuzzball and you don't know where he's at or what he stands or how he spends his weekends. Yeah, much more believable Scranton Strangler than Toby. Do have a video about that coming up. Riley, I do have an Office Theories video coming up. I was talking about that earlier. A pretty meaty one too. I like the last season. The turtle was dead all along. That line, it kills me. I think the other hardest I've ever laughed at The Office was another Kevin line, and it was in the Niagara episode, and he's the stinger at the end of the episode when he's walking back to the ice machine and he puts his feet in the ice machine and he says, "This was the greatest party ever. I got 6 numbers, one more, and it would have been a whole phone number." It cracks me up every time. I die. All right. I hate season 9 when Andy comes back. Yeah, sorry, I should have said that too. I think Jim and Pam are unbelievably dramatic and weird in that, and then they had to write Andy out of the show for a while. And I see people say it's because the writers were angry about that, but I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think they, I think they kind of botched the execution of what it was supposed to be. And my assumption is a lot of this stuff, like we're in season 5 and they're already there's so much deleted content. They make these scripts that are enough for, oh, awesome. Thank you, Brandon. They're like enough for, like an hour or two of television. I mean, 2 is probably too much, but it's like an hour of television. And these episodes are 22 minutes long. And so they cut so much. And so I assume that some of these storytelling elements, they were just cut out of the script. And so season 9 was rushed. And I don't know. I've never been like some of those things. I feel like I can't believe that they fumbled so much. Last season was hard to enjoy. This Quan loot. Last season was hard to enjoy because all the arcs were terrible. The ending was so out of character for the show, as was showing the doc crew. Yeah. Look, I don't disagree. I'll tell you this. Watching it the first time as it aired, man, I was like not enjoying most of season 9, but most of it was because I didn't like the Jim and Pam friction. Not that I couldn't, like, real couples have real problems, but that just wasn't a real problem, and it was so out of character for them. But I think I know what you're saying, Juan Quan, is that season finale, the last couple episodes were so like touchy feely, we're going to wrap this all up and do a nice bow. But I'm going to be honest with you, I actually really enjoyed that. I'm glad that they went back to that. And I don't know how out of character that was. I mean, at least dating, season 4, 5, next week's episode, like they have a big dance party down in the basement. And it's one of those feel good, just there, everybody getting to hang out and enjoying each other's company is the whole thing of that episode. So, some of that's, I don't know. I think season 6 is the worst, despite others saying Mr. Anonymous. Back that one up. What's up with season 6? I don't know. There's good stuff in season 6. I hate season 9 because Andy's a jerk. Yep. Yeah, that whole thing is just goofy. My moments of hysteric is still Dwight imitating Jim. It's a good one. My biggest issue with season 9 was Andy. Yep, he's the villain. Real question is, where were the turtles? Sorry, I'm just scrolling through. I'm a little bit behind here. Robert California was one of the better characters. I think James Spader is I have a lot of respect for him. I just don't know if he was a good fit. Like what they did was they said, okay, Steve Carell's leaving. We need a really big comedian. So they got, Will Ferrell in there, and he had a really brief arc. And then they were like, we need someone else. Let's get someone who's almost the opposite of Michael, but in a totally different way. And so instead of a straight-laced guy like Charles, let's go with weirdly dark, straight-laced guy like Robert California. And I've heard this a lot. I think Daryl would have been made for a good manager. I think that would have been a cool thing to explore. D'Angelo was a dark. Pros and cons. Riley Pettis. I don't know what the pros and cons of Andy means. Can ask that one different. Hey Chris, it's 3 a.m. here. I'm going to bed. I just wanted to drop in and say hello. I didn't know you were doing live streams. This I don't know if Provincial Leg. I'm not going to say that. Glua. Whatever that is. I've been around for almost since the beginning. So if you're still here, thank you. Sorry I butchered your name. Yeah, Robert with his faux intellectual flam. Yeah. My favorite Kevin moment is flipping off Holly. I got to say, I think that's my wife's favorite moment. Back at you. That's good. My son and I were just goofing around we were talking like Kevin doing the why waste lot words when few words. I feel like anytime the Sea World comes up, we're talking about that. I like when Kevin believes that Holly is really into him. That is a good one. Have you ever heard The Office, Parks and Rec, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Good Place share a common universe, and they all take place in hell and are working on their redemption? Yeah, I think I actually invented that theory. I made that video. Um, so yeah, you can watch a video on that. It's called the Sherverse, Sherverse thing. But yeah, I made that video. I mean, it was like one of the earliest videos I made on the channel. But yeah, that I think there's some, I don't, fan theories, you know, they're not real, right? I mean, Michael Schur, they like to put Easter eggs in their stuff. But it is fun to think about. Like, there's a lot of people that cross over in these shows, and it's fun to look at it. I was just looking at, there was one, the the guy who plays the corporate HR. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but there's that scene and sequence in a company picnic when Toby and is it Randall? Are sitting right next to each other, and they're both talking in Toby voice. That guy's actually in The Good Place. He's in the couple, like the couples therapy episode. He was supposed to be like a couples psychiatrist or something. You know, he was the demon. Spoiler warning there. If you look at, yeah, so that's my opinion. I love the theory. I don't know, it's not true, but it's great. I really enjoyed it. Lots of research on that one. My favorite episode is Business Trip. That is a unique one to have as your favorite. I'd love to hear why. Would you like an Office revival? I know this came up in the last live stream. I don't know. I think what would be cool is if you could get a lot of the same writers together, and do, you know, like the Office millennial version or Gen Y or whatever this next one is, you know, version where it's the same kind of writing, but just, you know, whatever different. Because if they revive this, it wouldn't match up because their memories are like, we've bolstered the show into something that's like so much bigger than what I think, you know, it really is. And something sits around for that long and, you know, just keeps getting better and better and better. It's like, it would be really hard to try to one up what's already been done. So I think if they just started fresh with similar idea, could go from there. Someone was on the Discord with a great idea about doing The Office with like teachers in a high school. I thought that was a cool idea. Let's see. I'm not sure it's easy to park a car as big as The Office in relation to the finale. Yeah, I think I don't envy these writers when it comes to doing finales on shows that are, I mean, like Lost. Lost was huge when it was out. It was one of the first shows as like a grown up for me that you'd go to work and I would talk to people about The Office. And, you know, I had no idea where it was going, what was happening, but it was a show that taught me it's not my story to tell. I just get to enjoy it. And I didn't agree with where they went with the finale and that whole last season, but you know, it was fine. And then I go to work or I'm on the internet and it's like people are just trashing it left and right. And it's like, you watch the show for 6 years. I mean, and you know, you're not going to please millions of people. So, you know, they try to take these safe routes and sometimes you can criticize them for that. I'm fine. That's fine criticism. But, you know, to sometimes I think people are, you know, they don't understand that like there's just no, like however they finished The Office, there was just no good way. I mean, if you left it on a down note, I mean, would it really have become what it is? Because one of the things I know when I'm watching The Office, I have that almost this like sentimental feeling that now, and I've said this before, but like when the series was actually ending and it was over and we didn't have it on streaming, it was like, oh, well, it's like I'm saying bye to my friends. Like I'm leaving and taking another job, and I'm not going to see these people anymore. And so, like, bye Jim, bye Pam, bye Kevin. And, and that's dumb because I'm a grown man and these people aren't real. But, you get this connection to them. And then what is almost like becomes comfort food then is you just, you get done with season 9 and then you just start back right over at season 1 and you're right back there at the mix of everybody. And, it's like you don't lose your friends anymore. And so, the show became, I think, something so much bigger. I don't know if it would have become, I guess that was my point. I don't know if it would have become what it did if streaming hadn't happened, but also if it didn't end on that kind of note that made you want to go rewatch this whole journey again. I don't know if it would have worked. Yeah. So I like the episode about Dwight's family. Yeah. That Chantel Shackelford, you're amazing. Stop it. Go on. They should have had Jim Gaffigan do it. Do what? I'm not sure. I'm really far behind on these comments. Maybe you're talking about replacing Michael. I'm the Lizard King. Michael sure became a worse actor as the series went on, by the way. Gonna have to qualify that one. I don't disagree with you. I'm not sure he really did a lot of acting, though. He just kind of stood around and did a weird run thing. I see the amount of views you get, but I'm wondering why you don't get more subs. You release good videos and you get more views. Yeah, I don't know. If you figure that out, let me know. I don't know. I'm cool. Whatever happens is fine. I'm not that worried about it. I just don't like season 6 stagnated and made the characters, particularly Michael, more unlikable. That is kind of a problem with Michael, is that you can't get like too much character growth. Otherwise, the whole thing of the show kind of loses if Michael's not, offending people left and right. Let's see. Didn't Rain say when James was on set, he really just didn't fit in because he never really did comedies? I don't know. I haven't read that quote, but that kind of would make sense. I don't know. I did. I'll tell you this. When James Spader came on for the search committee episode and he first did his, patented James Robert California and stare at the screen thing, that was amazing. I loved it. But as a character that went on, I don't know. We'll see what I feel like when we get there. You agree with the whole thing just scrolled. Edwin, I agree with your opinion about Robert, but what I think about Candace. Yeah, who's Candace? Candace, The Office. Candace, I don't know who you're talking about. Let me know. Freaked out all of a sudden. I'm like, what am I missing here? Gabe was good. Yeah, I like Gabe. I'm not sure. I feel like Silicon Valley made my opinion of Zach Wood go way up. Yeah. Kendall, that was his name. Yep. Stayed in my school, did The Office with their own staff. That's awesome. Favorite episode is all of them. Yep. Lisa. Can't remember school, but it was an MA. It's cool. I'm just so interested in the season 10. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just don't think that's gonna happen. I am the Mulverine. Favorite Michael go to is Pam's Art Show. That is a really good one. What's in your pocket? It was sad when it ended. Yeah. John Krasinski said in season 9 documentary that the only reason the show survived was iTunes downloads. Yeah, that's legit. I think it was real early in season 2 that was kind of the thing that spurred a lot. I'm catching up here a little bit, and I did have one more thing I wanted to well, a couple more things I wanted to ask too. Another prompt. What is season 5's? Let's go with what is season 5's most cringy moment? What makes you the most uncomfortable in season 5? And just couple of ideas. We've got like business ethics with that amazing scene. We've got employee transfer with Michael and Holly in the car. That one's ugh. We've got Moroccan Christmas's intervention. Prince family paper. There's a lot of awkward in that. Stress relief. The the first roast is pretty rough. Lecture circuit. There's a lot of cringe in lecture circuit. With Michael doing the lecture in second plate Nashua. And then got all sorts of cringe during the Michael Scott Paper Company episode. Casual Friday. Yeah. So those are the kind of the big cringe ones. So what do you guys have to say about the cringe? Candace is the one who tried to get him to cheat. No, you're saying Kathy. Kathy is the one that tried to get Jim to cheat. Yeah. Teresa, yeah, we're here discussing season 5 stuff and also whatever people throw at me. Season 1 is a lot better than what people say. I don't know. Debatable. It's in the eye of the beholder. Most cringy moment in season 5 was lecture circuit when Pam was lecturing. Okay, maybe I would argue when Michael says the words, "Does she ever mention me?" is maybe like a gut punch right into the cringe center. That one's rough. And Carell's delivery, where his voice kind of cracks there a little bit. That one's great. Springsteen tickets. Yeah, that's very awkward. When Mike admits to planting the salad. Yep, that is a good one. That one, frame Toby. It's Caprizi. 2 weeks when Michael called Prince paper, made him sad. Yeah. And I didn't catch it. It's funny, I didn't catch that for at least 1 or 2 watch throughs. I just assumed the joke was the economy is bad and Michael only has one paper company on his list. And I didn't catch that it was the company he ran out of business, and that is his only thing. Cringe at the point. Where Michael and Holly are talking about the third date sex thing. Yeah, I think that's that's like real life though. Yeah, that cracks me up. I say that line a lot about the soup. Probably gonna have soup. Why is nobody mentioning the cringe of baby shower? Okay, but which part in baby shower is cringy? Because I don't know if my moments is going to be the same as your guys' moments of cringe and baby shower. I'm going to write some of these down. Yeah. Jan singing. Exactly. That is so uncomfortable. Oh my gosh. I love that. Yeah. Lecture circuit. See, I love Pam trying because she doesn't have any reason to even do that. I mean, she could just walk out of the room. So I've always kind of loved when Pam tries to steer correct the correct course there. And she says that line. She stops and she says, I'm just trying to bridge the gap between what just happened and now the fact that I'll be doing the rest of the lecture, and it cracks me up. Yeah, Jan singing is so cringe. Yeah, and Melora Hardin plays that so well, and I'll leave it at that. I cringed when Michael snuck onto the computer and stole the file from Holly's computer. That just seemed so cringe. Yeah, it is. I think, like, to me, the moments that are most cringy are the ones that I feel. You know, I think, Michael, you shouldn't have done that, but I don't know if I feel that one. You know, like that one's like a bad thing to do. I always wonder if he told Holly that before the doc aired, if they even got the doc in Colorado. But like, I think that one would have caused an argument if he did not tell her. Michael and Holly play anytime they force the words Dunder Mifflin into a rhyme that doesn't fit. Hilarious. Let me hear Dunder Mifflin talk. Yeah. Oh, one, we haven't even done the field guide yet. Company picnic up there on the stage. I think that one is, and not even the part when they reveal the branch that's going under, whichever one that was. Someone will know. The branch that's going under, I think it's the Slum Dunder Mifflin air or whatever, is like, the whole thing is so uncomfortable. And the idea of being on stage and trying to do a comedy skit and no one laughing is I feel that one, you know. Crystal cool. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I know. Let's see. When you think about Kevin as a pig eating poster, was that Michael prepared for Kevin? What do you think about the poster of Kevin as a pig eating pizza? I don't even know. That was. I always feel like they do these little meta jokes, and Kevin had become a caricature of Kevin, and so they always make these little digs in there, like the other thing, fill out the thing for your door prize. When Kevin's doing this, and Oscar makes this thing about Kevin's just attacking the idea of Kevin, or whatever he says there. Like, the writers, I think, put these little things in there acknowledging that they've basically made Kevin just a cartoon. The lobster lunch in business ethics, that one is hard to sit through. Two people not listening to each other. Like, you feel it during the diversity one. That whole thing is painful. Yes, exactly. That's the feeling I'm talking about. That's when I think cringe. It's like it's like it's in my joints. I could feel it when I say things like it hit me with the force of 1,000 punches into the gut. Like, that's what I mean. Like, it's not just, oh, that's uncomfortable, or it's like, I have an actual physical response to what's happening on screen because I feel so uncomfortable right now. That's what I think cringe is, to me, at least. Yeah, their parody is so bad. The Robert suicide question, it's like Holly would have never done that, but it doesn't matter because it's for the bit, and I get it. But it's like, yeah, oh, that one's rough. And I see on Facebook a lot, probably more than anywhere else, like, people complain about these cringy moments, but that's like what the show was built on. And so I'm just writing down company picnic on there. I think the biggest cringe we got from Andy was from Andy. A lot of his moments were just filled with it. He has cringe energy. Yes, I don't disagree with that. Like the British one. Yeah. Do you think they could have done more with Jim's co-manager position in season 6? I don't know. I always felt like that was like they really flubbed the execution of that whole arc, because they've been setting up Jim needs to move on for what, like 5 years at that point, um and then you know that's the solution that they came up with, because you couldn't get Michael out of there, so they had to like kind of promote Michael and promote Jim. And, I don't know. And then I guess I'm not upset with how that played out, because that actually seems like that would actually happen in real life. But the way that it ended, I think, is where I always feel a little cheated, because then it's just like Jim just goes right back to what he was doing before, and it always feels, I don't know, like it just resolves with no real meat. Kind of hate Jim's brothers. Yeah, that's pretty. What episode was that? Jim's brothers. Is that in let's see. Jim's brothers. We got that. Does anybody know Jim's that in? And just do a search here. Yeah, employee transfer. Yeah. That one's uncomfortable. Let's see. Biggest cringe I felt. Oh man, a lot's just happened. Okay. Let's see. You guys are talking to each other. That's cool. Was the time that Toby put his hand on Pam's knee. Yeah. That's season 4, but whew, that one's rough. And Scott's Tots. Yeah, I see a lot of people talk about how they skip Scott's Tots, but I don't. That one's almost so over the top that I don't know if I necessarily feel it that well. You know, classy Jim with Charles Minor. That is cringe. Michael trying to tell Andy about the affair. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm writing that one down. Michael telling Andy. Oh my gosh, that moment. Yeah, I think Scott's Tots is a really good episode. I think it's got a really interesting, deeper meaning, and I can't wait to get there. And Aaron and Michael have these cool moments in that. I feel like that's kind of when Aaron becomes more than just a little side character that doesn't have much to do. I do like that. Dwight's sabotage was Alfredo's. That's such a good moment. There's a subreddit all about skipping Scott's Tots. I'm sure there is. I always skip Scott's Tots. Not a fan of that episode. It's so wrong. It is. It's goofed. Yeah. Discussing Meredith's. That's so it. And that one's like real. I'm writing that one down. Brian, Holly, and Meredith. Because it's like, I don't know if you've ever had an awkward HR conversation before, but that's like how it goes. It's just pretty. You're just saying things, and it's they're just talking about having casual sex with a person for steak coupons, and it's just uncomfortable. And yeah, that one's messed up. The C and bagels, and Charles Minor indifference to the bagels, and then Michael's reaction about that whole episode's crazy. Why is there so much more bleeping and cushing in later seasons? You ever had sirloin? Also a line that we use around the Mulverine house a lot. HR could be removed 90% removed, and nobody in the company would care. Yeah, in my company, they've changed HR because it has such a negative connotation. They've changed it to um, something more positive, to people and capabilities, I think. So P&C is what it's called instead of HR. Um, yeah, no one has mentioned Prince Family Paper. Saw Office Space today. Yeah, cool. Glad you watched that one. Um, we were just talking about that. Stress relief is a fun episode. Yeah, so let's do that. I am going to do that drawing here in just a few minutes. But let's do, and if you haven't, there's more people joining now. If you haven't, we have a giveaway. It's this sweet Kevin mug, which I don't know if that's backwards. It looks backwards to me, but it's why waste time? Say lots of words, blah, blah, blah. And then also the other prize is this sweet, not my personal copy, but a new copy of Andy Green's Office book, which is awesome. Highly recommend it. All you got to do is say what your favorite episode is. P&C is people not caring. It's P and C, but yes, I don't know. That's like such a corporate thing to do, is just to rebrand the name of something to make it more to make it seem less whatever it was before. Okay, so what I want to do before we do that, before we do the giveaway, is so let's talk about stress relief and what stress relief did to The Office. So I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. If you think that what I've been calling the stress relief effect, which is, I would define it as the show becoming more cartoony as we go. And while it didn't necessarily start with stress relief, I think stress relief is what pushed it way over the edge. And so, yeah. So for the giveaway, so assistant to the Mulverine here is going to be searching for the exact phrase that I put in that pinned comment. So if you want to get entered into that giveaway, you got to put my favorite episode is. So my favorite season 5 episode is, yeah, there you go, whatever it is. So stress relief. So stress relief, the stress relief effect. Do you like the direction the show went after stress relief, or are you a pre-stress relief fan? And how do you feel about that transformation? I think you guys have heard me talk a lot about this, and you'll continue to hear me talk about the stress relief effect. But let's see. I'll give you guys a minute to give the chat to catch up. Favorite episode is, yeah, hey, Mibit Maker. It's good to see you. Let's see, politically and correct, pretty much. Do you think the show will come back? I don't think the show will come back. I think they could reboot with something totally different, but I'd love to see something with the same writers, same general idea, but totally different. So like why he showed up with, what are we? Edwin. Oh, I know this topic, but I would like a spinoff show. I know it's too late, but maybe like a Creed show where all interviews or segments the Creed has, just wouldn't make sense be explored. Like why he showed up with the bloody shirt, him talking about working at a dog food company and scuba. Like I tried to read. So NBC had Creed's Thoughts blog out there. I'm pretty sure you can go find that still somewhere. I think maybe on Office Tally or the Office Dunderpedia or whatever is out there. I think you could still find Creed Thoughts, but one of the things I would literally pay that writer guy I've had do a couple little bits for the show. The guy who wrote season 10 of The Office, for fun during quarantine last year. I would probably pay that guy to write out actual Creed thoughts for those different days that you're talking about. Like why would he do this or why would he do that? One of the things I talk about in this theories video is that the show seemed they kept like all the way through the series kept trying to throw more Creed in there, and it kept getting cut. Like in Boat, in the what am I thinking? Season 2, the boat thing. What's that called? Crap. I don't know. That's my brain's fried. Where they booze cruise. Yeah, I got there. They all go on the booze cruise. Like there's a whole bit where in the deleted scenes where Creed talks about how he's Creed Bratton from the Grassroots, and the show they cut it out, and so there's like 5 or 6 deleted scenes across the few seasons where he keeps talking about who he really is, and they always those cuts never actually made it into the final cut of the episodes. So it's always weird to me that it's like in the writer's room they decided, okay, now we're going to go all in the fact that we've got actual Creed Bratton here, and then they just pull it back. Okay, so stress relief. Maybe stress relief causes Michael to leave eventually. I think it's because Holly moving to Nashua. Yeah, no, you're fine. Let's see. Pre-stress relief. You're a fan of the pre-stress relief because one of the last really reliable good parts of the series. Favorite episode is Prince Family Paper. Okay. All right. Call me Carrot. Should we have the debate about whether or not Hillary Swank is hot? Dwight did commit arson. That's quite a jumped shark. It really is. I don't know if it's a jumped shark per se, but it is. It just changes. I mean, it changes the whole thing. Like, the whole variables of the show get all kind of mixed up. I never really thought of stress relief as a turning point. Yeah, it's kind of in my mind where everything kind of changes. Favorite episode other than stress relief is Dream Team or Cafe Disco. Cafe Disco is a cool episode. I was talking about earlier. Let's see. The gist I get from the interviews, the cast and crew, has been that most likely option is going to be a reunion special, not a reboot. But that would be great. I think like Psych. They keep putting out these little movies, and they just announced another Psych movie, which I am jazzed about. I think that's an interesting way of keeping the IP alive while having minor expectations, right? Because it's not like, oh, here's a whole new season coming out, season 10 of The Office. You could just kind of have like a special. I think that's an interesting idea. Steve Carell on SNL a few years ago, kind of put the kibosh on any of his involvement on it, but we'll see. Does anyone have a camera? The Cringe years. Have you watched the extended cut episodes on Peacock? I'll be honest, I haven't watched any of those, mostly because I have most of the deleted scenes and all that stuff, and I already have a cut. Yeah, I even have a cut of these episodes that have like the deleted scenes kind of weaved in the way that those extended cut episodes are. And then, because I do this channel, anytime something new pops up, it's always on my feed. I find out right away. Who's your favorite character? Well, I mean, if we're not, so I did this top 10 characters. You can watch that video to kind of get some of my thoughts. I took out Michael, Dwight, Jim, and Pam because who wants to watch a video where they take up this second half of the whole video? So who is my favorite? That's a hard question. I would say out of any of those people, I think probably Kevin right now is my favorite. I probably get the most laughs from Kevin Malone. And in a lot of ways, I feel like I relate to Kevin Malone the most. When does Broccoli Rob show up? Okay, I was at this market today selling delicious waffles, and the people next to us were, farmers. It's farmers market that we're selling at. And I heard the words Broccoli Rob about 150 times today. And Stephen Colbert popped into my head every single time that I heard the words Broccoli Rob. I think I have an issue. Let's see, Broken Cafe Disco, our favorite episodes. Those are good. Gervais did a movie after The Office with David Brent going out and living the dream. It wasn't good. Yeah, it's just the danger. I mean, you go out and you make something trying to reboot the stuff, and it's an issue. Pete and Clark, two favorites. Stanley, if you think about it, is the funniest episodes revolve around Stanley. See, that's a great. Okay, so back to the stress relief idea. There's that episode when Dwight blarts Stanley or whatever, tranks him, and and then they like feed him down the stairs, and he bangs his head. Hilarious. I love it. I'm a child at heart, and I'll laugh at funny things, people getting hurt. I'm an idiot. It's fine, but that is like the stress relief effect on The Office that's there. So the reason I'm asking about these things is because when I'm doing my season 5 wrap up, I'm going to talk about these things. I'm also going to talk about corrections and omissions. So if there's anything that that I just totally botched, I'm going to go through the comments of all these videos. But if there's anything that you said, hey, Chris, you're wrong about this, let me know here. I've got thick skin. I don't care if I'm wrong. I mean, if it's a typo, I don't really care. But if there's something like I was just straight up wrong about, or something, whatever that you think I should have talked about, but I didn't, that's also what I'd love to know. And then also love to hear from you guys too about what you feel about, like, how you feel about how the field guides are going. So any feedback. I mean, everybody's so positive all the time, so I appreciate that. Don't stop. But if there's anything that you have any thoughts about the direction I'm taking things and what we're doing, love to hear your thoughts on that. And so while I give you that prompt, I'm going to talk to my assistant to the regional manager here and get him to do the randomizers for the prizes. So mechanic, if you were listening now, go ahead and give me a name for the first prize. Will be the why waste time, the Kevin mug. Now this is not a, what would you call it? This is not a sponsored thing, but I did get this from this Culture Fly office box that I get a subscription to, and they send all sorts of awesome stuff. I'm not paid to do that. They did offer me something where it was like I could do if I pushed it a lot, I could get 5% or something back on it. But I don't know. If somebody wants to come to me and ask me to do Raid Legends for thousands of dollars, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if I can turn that down. But $5 to waste time on a video to talk about this thing, I'm not probably going to do it. Okay. All right. So the winner of the Kevin Malone quote ceramic mug is Aaron Kyle 199. Aaron Kyle 199. Are you present, Aaron Kyle 199? Oh, what did I do? I hit the Apple Music button. Okay. And let's see. Mechanic, let's go ahead and get the name for the second one. Aaron Kyle 199. Are you still on? Because I did say you do have to be present to win. Hey, Aaron Kyle. Oh, it's 1996. Oh yeah, there it is. 1996. 1996. Cool. Aaron, reach out to me. You can either email me on my go to the channel about the About Us page, or About page. You can find my email address, or you can go to the Discord, which is on all of the stuff. that I put any video. That's our thing. You can reach out to me there, and I will get your info so I can send you your thing. And the mechanic next for the consider the grand prize. They're both great prizes. I'm not trying to talk down yours, Aaron. And the let's see, then it's coming up. Take a drink. Drum roll, please. This really is a good book. Again, I'm not paid to sell this thing. I just really enjoy this. I was thinking it was going to be this guy just writing a narrative, right, about The Office, and instead it's a narrative. It's an oral history of just quotes about, like, like this chapter was about porting over the British version of The Office to America, and so it's just quotes from Greg Daniels and Ricky Gervais and all these different people. I always say his name wrong, and I will always say his name wrong. No disrespect to the man, but I don't know how to say it right. And so it's a lot of really good stuff. So we have the winner for the book, and that is Eugene X. All right, Eugene, I think you're still present. You were just on the chat a minute ago. Eugene, you still here? Hello, people saying hi. The shove it up your butt is weird. I love the shove it up your butt bit. I love the deleted scene. There was a shove it up your butt deleted scene. Let's Eugene, are you still here? You were still talking to Leader Booger. Let's see, give you a second. All right, I'm gonna scroll through some of these comments too. Hey, there you go, Eugene. All right, sorry, it takes a comments like 20 seconds or something to update. Eugene, same thing as for Aaron. Reach out to me on my email that's on my channel about page. You can just click that business email link and shoot me an email, or hop on the Discord. Everybody, get on the Discord. It's a cool place to stay in contact and goof around about office stuff and channel stuff and whatever. So awesome, and thank you, Mechanic, for helping out with that. So yeah, guys, reach out to me, or gals, whomever, reach out to me, and we'll go from there. I think the whomever bit that I keep doing on the field guides is one of my favorite things, because Chris does not know which one is right. I think the show sums it up pretty good, but Chris doesn't know, and he doesn't pay attention. So I'm going to keep making fun of myself as I go. So I asked a question, what are you guys thinking about how the field guides are going? Let's see. We got a couple comments in there talking about shove it up your butt. And let's see. I like when you say infer. Okay. Love the field guides. Thank you for them. I only wish I could help you edit this rollout. Yeah, that would be cool. I did announce earlier I do have a new editor helping out with stuff. So I'm hoping to be able to get rolling on those quicker. Yeah, but thank you for the kind words. Have you seen American Horror Story? I have not seen American Horror Story. Any of them, like the 6 seasons of them. Let's see, they just keep coming out. Community is awesome. Your head is so shiny. Yeah, that's what I like to hear. It's fresh shave. It's even more if I got a light right here. Otherwise this room is like, the ceiling's painted black. I've got these curtains here to make the sound dampen. And yeah, I had to play with the lighting about 7 or 8 different times. This is in real life. What is happening here is really weird. And odd. So, but it made for a compelling screen here. Okay, so yeah, now a lot of comments about the feed guides, so that's cool. I'm just gonna keep rolling as I do. I like to have fun with these things, and I'm trying to be. I hate bald people. You are a bad man. Okay, that's cool. Thanks for being on my stream. Yeah, so it's like a the field guides. Hoping that the more time I have to be able to play with these things, I can go back to kind of doing some more of those edits for every episode, and the little bits and stuff. I've got one that I might be able to put into an episode or two, one of the next few episodes. All right, so let's see. I think that was all the stuff that I wanted to talk about. So if you guys have any questions, we can throw them at me. Somebody asked a question about community. We talked about that a lot, like last. Community is like one of those shows that is. I was just talking about it today with someone. I think it's a genius show. It obviously had its ups and downs, just like The Office. I don't know a lot about Dan Harmon, and I don't want to say anything bad about him, but I mean, it seems like there was a lot of drama on that like behind the scenes of that show. And he seemed to be at the heart of a lot of that stuff. Also Chevy Chase too. But I really did enjoy Community. I was one of those. I have a video. Yeah, I made a video about Community. I don't know if it's ever going to lend to the field guide thing, because I think Jeff Winger every episode does the deeper meaning sequence. It's like he does his own, monologue at the end of the episode, which becomes a joke in the show. But that's a so I don't know. It would the deeper meaning stuff would just be right there, but it would still be fun to kind of dissect that show. And there's only 6 seasons out. Actually, never mind. I was going to say there's only 4 good seasons. I'm going to say that, with a few good episodes in the last couple. If we need to light a fire, I can look down. It's true. It's going to be a lot real sunny. Maybe more community involvement in the field guides. Yeah. I mean, if you have ideas, I think that's one of the things I'd love, to use the Discord more for that kind of stuff. I try to do the mini reviews also, to give more people words to share about that particular episode. I'd love to see more people sign up for the, get on board for the mini review stuff. It's like, the smallest contribution thing, but I understand. I mean, it's, is what it is. But yeah, the mini reviews I think would be, some good stuff there. Have you seen Parks and Rec? I have seen Parks and Rec. I love Parks and Rec. I think I don't love Parks and Rec as much as people who are diehard. I know some diehard people about Parks and Rec, but I do enjoy it a lot. I worked with 10K Productions and made a Parks and Rec themed video. I wrote a Parks and Rec themed video with him about Ron Swanson that I loved. It didn't do very well. I don't know all the stats on it, but it didn't go critical mass. So if he ever takes that down, I think I'm going to redo that video. If you're watching, sorry, doubt you are. Yeah, but Parks and Rec, that's a great one. Sincerely though, my undergrad is in digital media production. I love your style. Since femur, I would be more than happy to help. Hey, get in contact. That'd be awesome. Teresa. Field guides filmed out of order. No. Other than me redoing season 1 when I have time right now, all the field guides I just do in order. And like I said earlier, I stopped watching The Office, so basically any reference I make now about future episodes is just coming from my brain or the editor, mechanic, and then every now and then I'll ask people in the Discord, they're like, hey, what do you what's up with this, or what do you think is going on here? That's it. It's about vacation days, huh? what do we want to talk about? Vacation days. I had a few this week. So I took my son just graduated um, uh, trade school, and we were supposed to take a trip when he graduated high school, but COVID hit, and we couldn't go. And so our original plan was we were going to hike a mountain in Colorado, and that, guys, this is a journey I'm about to walk you through. That downgraded to here in Missouri where I live. There's a 200-mile bike trail that you can ride and camp along, and we were going to ride that and just stop along the way, do some camping, maybe hit some, bed and breakfast or whatever. And then that that one got downgraded to we used to play a lot of Halo when he was a kid on Xbox when he was little. And so that downgraded to let's go hang out in a hotel and play through all the Halos. And so that's what we did earlier this weekend, and or this week. So from Monday through Wednesday, we did nothing but order food and play Halo, and it was awesome. It was great. Uh, Such good games. We had a lot of fun. Ate so much food. So, moral of the story is don't plan on hiking mountains because you'll end up in a hotel room just getting fat. Um, so no, so I said the field guides are filmed. I filmed them in order, but what I was saying earlier is I haven't watched. What I meant to say earlier was I haven't watched the series forward from where we are right now in the field guides for a couple of years now. It's probably been 2 or 3 years since I've branched forward. So no, so I've watched the whole series. I just haven't um, I haven't done it. Um, let's see. Xander says, "Hey Xander, how's it going?" So you're my spirit animal. Okay. Um, so all right, Xander, you missed it, but we were giving away one of these books and a mug. Got a mug, but missed it. Yeah, Nolan, you're a fun guy here, Nolan. So yeah, thank you. He's starting an actual grown-up job next week, so that's awesome. When did you stop? Okay. Trade school better than college. That's a personal thing. Honestly, I think it's everybody's a unique butterfly, and you know, um, he struggled in high school, like trying to, with just trying to make it through. And so he actually went to a different high school his senior year and was like honor roll, killing it. So it might have just been the school he was going to. I don't know, but he decided that's what he's going to do. He went into welding, and he excels in it. It's his trade, so he's really good at it, really enjoys it, and something he's excited about doing, which is cool. And he's hoping to start a job. He should be hopefully starting, I think, next week, which is awesome. He had an interview while we were there playing Halo, which unique. So yeah, that's the life. I'm assuming you're talking about hanging out, playing that. Very small thing, but on the redo of your field guides for Alliance Survivor has actually been going 4 seasons now. 40 seasons, not 38. Oh, okay. Huh. Gotcha. Yeah. So I haven't decided if I'm gonna do a season wrap up for season one's redos. We'll see. But yeah, we'll see if I do the corrections and omissions for season one. I had to redo season one because my original field guides were such a different vibe, and they were slow, and I didn't really know what I was doing, and I didn't have feedback because I did all of season 1 before I even started the channel. Like I just made the videos, and then I put them all out there in one fell swoop. And so I wasn't getting like feedback from the analytics. I wasn't getting feedback from comments. And so I kind of did all that in the corner, and I pay attention to the comment. I mean, I pay attention to all that analytics and all that stuff because that's actually what my job has been for a very long time, is looking at data for digital stuff. So I love looking at that, and I pay attention to those things because it tells me without people telling me, you get to watch what people do and how they interact with your stuff, because the comments tend to be either this is the greatest thing ever, or it's like, I had one the other day where the guy was like, you're an animal and you would have millions of subscribers if you weren't the one making this content. I was like, man, that takes that's like quite the personality to go and do that. So, make a comment like that. Yeah, it's the internet, so I don't even care. You're gonna get bad stuff. Aaron also said, plus the Survivor host Jeff Probst, I don't never know how to say that. Officiated Jenna Fisher's wedding, which I think was cool. I did read about that. I meant to put that in the script for the Alliance, but I think she talked about that in her Alliance podcast, and I try, because I'm like so many weeks ahead of that podcast. I was thank you, Teresa. Because I'm so far ahead of the podcast that they're doing. I'm like I now that I'm going back, I just want to make sure I'm not just pulling in, stuff that they've already talked about. Yeah, that was kind of crushing too. Whenever I was like, I've got a great idea for a YouTube channel, I'm going to review every episode, and I started working on it and writing out scripts and doing things, and then I'm like a month away from releasing everything, and then Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey are like, hey, we're going to make a podcast where we review every episode of The Office, and I was like, oh no. But I try to make this my own thing, and it's try to have some fun with it and make it my own. So I don't think I ever laughed so hard, Tom said. I don't ever think I laughed so hard as when Angela coughed up the hairball after coming back. See, yeah, okay, that is pretty good. And Mr. Ash tries to get some third date action from Princess Lady. That's funny. Have you ever bought any Creed Bratton's albums? I never have, but someone on the Discord actually shared a playlist the other day that I was listening to when I was in my office, and it was an acoustic soundtrack, and Creed's song that he plays in the finale was on that list, and I was jamming out pretty. I was digging that. I did listen to his most recent album though. That was interesting. He's got like a bluesy thing going on, and that's not so much my jam. So I've never been that big on it. Dwight coming out of the box made it all worth it. It's a good shot. And it's still never heard anything about what's up with that rat, that fake rat that's there. Conehead Cokehead said, do you like Zeke? I'm not sure I know who Zeke is. You'll have to tell me. Favorite episode? That's the question. Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't even know. I have such a complex when it comes to doing favorite stuff. Zeke is from Ozark. Oh. I watched the first 4 or 5 episodes of Ozark, and I felt, one, I mean, I really like Jason Bateman. He's a really good actor. But I felt like it was depressing. And also I live in Missouri, and these things are, I mean, I've only watched like 4 episodes, but like, there's some scuzzy stuff that happens in the backwoods. So, It's not. I was like, this is not for me. I don't need depressing stuff when I'm trying to consume media. It should be escapism, not remind me of things that are really happening. That's just me though. So favorite episode, I don't know. I still think Dinner Party may be the best half an hour of television that's ever been made. There's just so much in that one. Cringiest moment is when Michael kissed Oscar. That's fair. You don't like Angela or Jenna Fisher. That's fine. I stopped listening to the podcast probably 4 or 5 episodes in because I don't know about anybody else, but I get very influenced by what I consume, and so I wanted to make sure I was doing my own thing and not something else, not someone else's idea of the show. Laugh every time when Angela started to cry when talking to the cam crew about Michael's bringing stuff. That one gets me. I do love that one. That's an early chuckle for me. I would say most season 1, I'm kind of amused. I rarely like belly laugh, but that one does get me. Angela taking stuff so seriously. That one's awesome. Another cringy episode was the dinner. Yeah, dinner party. I think that episode, it just, if you want my thoughts on that episode, go watch the 25-minute video I made on it, because that's probably everything I have to say about it, but it's so good. But we'll see how I feel when the whole series is over. Zeke is season 9, Dwight's brother. Is that his name? An actor shows up in other things too. I forgot his name. But no, I like him. He's a interesting shroot. I liked when the show explored all the shroot stuff. I'm not sure we got enough weird shroot stuff in the show, which is also why I think I would have enjoyed The Farm, whatever they would have called that shroot spinoff. What is the most medium episode? That's a good question, actually. What is the most office episode? Maybe not the best, but the most, when the office is just being office people in the office. What is the most office episode? It's got to be something from like season 2 or season 3. That's a good one. I'll have to think about that one. Played Badger. Yeah, cousin, whatever. I think someone got into your channel for, I think I got someone into your channel for the dinner party episode analysis. Oh, awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That's cool. You ever get into watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine? I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Aaron, Kyle, 1996. My dog is right here, and she's trying to eat a spider that's crawling off my floor because I'm in the basement. But her name is Brooklyn because of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's where we came up with it, and then so we could shout the 9-9 part because German Shepherds like German. We could tell her no. Yeah, Brooklyn Nine-Nine's great though. I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's such a good, fun show. I would say out of all the Shardverse shows, Brooklyn Nine-Nine has the best cold openings. I think that's like where Andy Samberg excels. I think is his bits, So like that classic I Want It That Way Backstreet Boys cold opening. That's such a bit. These are things that would never happen in real life, but it doesn't matter. It's just so fun and enjoyable. I really enjoyed that show. Yeah, the most office episode, the basketball tournament. If you're talking about basketball season 1, that is not the most office episode. That's a weird one, and I don't know. I've actually got that one coming up. I've got the script written. I've filmed it even. I just haven't had time to work on it. Does your dog love television too? She does not. She's relatively indifferent. You know, if the dog barks on the television, she'll stare at it, but she's not a fan. The most office-y episode was maybe the Valentine's episode where everyone just works and Phyllis gets gardens sent to her. That's a good example of the most office-y episode. Yeah. That's like when Robert Schaefer was telling me he sent real flowers to Phyllis Smith's trailer. He was playing it so coy, and I didn't know if they really had a thing or not. So that's interesting to think about. But yeah, he sent her this like in this sweet like Robert Frost poem or something. With it, you can watch that interview. He talks about it in there. Most of that interview is me just going, that's cool. That's crazy. Jen, hey Jen, how's it going? Let's see. My favorite episode is Frame Toby. It's a good one. Yeah, Frame Toby with that cold opening is pretty good. And the rest of it's pretty good. Whatever episodes that can be called bottle episodes would fit as the off of you. So what do you mean bottle episodes? That's not a phrase I'm familiar with. Let's see. They seem to have a thing at Roy's wedding. Who are we talking about? Yeah, I don't know. Pair of Marys. Would Prison Mike survive at Brooklyn Nine-Nine? I don't know. That's a weird one to think about. People. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think out of like the Sherverse stuff, I think Good Place might be some of the best writing out of the entire. Start to finish, Good Place is incredible. And then I'd probably go with The Office, and then I would go with Brooklyn Nine-Nine over Parks and Rec for enjoyment factor. Community is not really in that universe, but I would put Community probably in there too, probably under The Office, but over Parks and Rec. How many weddings are in The Office? There's 4, right? That's the number I got off the top of my head. Phyllis's, Jim and Pam's, Dwight's, Roy's. I think that's it. So awkward when Phyllis and Bob take off when Jim and Pam. Yeah, it's so weird. Yeah, and they weren't even eating soup. Yeah, Phyllis listening to 50 Shades of Grey is a weird. That's a weird one. Bottle episodes are when everything happens without leaving one set, just the main characters. Community did one naming the trope. Huh, okay. Is that like in Community, the episode when they were all trapped in the study room trying to figure out like who did something, like steal a pen or something, I think was the thing in that episode. I don't know. All right, so I tell you what, I think we're winding down here. I appreciate everybody popping in, saying hello, especially the people that contributed. That was awesome. And Jeff Michael's wedding was shown. Yeah, that's true. And so let's see. So if you are still here, I have Casual Friday will be coming out this Thursday, which is a weird sentence to say. I've got Cafe Disco already written and filmed, and Company Picnic after that. Then I've got the season 5 wrap up, which I'm going to go back through here You guys are giving us a bunch of stuff to think about for that. And, pop on the Discord and tell me other things I've screwed up in season 5. That would be awesome. And I really appreciate everybody watching the stuff, and just, the positive comments on the channel are awesome. And, hopping on here is great. So I enjoy doing these live talks. So with that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.